a very warm welcome to this special episode of ET Studios at ET BrandEquity DigiPlus Fest 2025, powered by CleverTap. Now, in a world where user attention is fleeting and the real challenge is for brands to not just acquire customers but to retain them, building relationships that last well beyond the first click is essential. On our session, From First Click to Forever, How to Keep Users Coming Back for More, we will unpack strategies for loyal and long-term engagement with two leaders who are shaping this space. Please join me in warmly welcoming Prashant Verma, Chief Growth and Marketing Officer at CoinDCX, and Anuj Malhotra, Vice President Sales India at CleverTap. Gentlemen, a very warm welcome to ET Studios. Thank you so much for joining us today. Such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Devina.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So, we're here to deep dive into a really interesting topic, which is from first click to forever, and how brands such as yours, of course, and we're going to get a great amount of insight on the tech aspect, how this is fueling it, but how can brands really hold on and create that very loyal customer base, right? So to kickstart, I just have one question, like a one word, for rapid fire for each of you. If you have to describe the digital customer of today in a word or maybe a sentence, what would it be? Would you like to go first, Prashant?
Attention span.
Yes.
I think attention span is the word, which is the placeholder which I would use.
Absolutely.
And what's viral today is gone tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I would use.
Super. Anuj?
Always on.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great, excellent. So I think this already sets the context so well for both the challenge and the opportunity that brands face today. So Prashant, to start with you, of course, in a sector that's so dynamic, such as crypto, there are certain challenges, and I'm curious to understand, what does retention look like for you, right? Because there's quite a curve that you have to take, especially with first-time users. There might be a piece on education, just reassurance as well. So what does retention look like from your perspective?
Sure. See, the way we look at the business is we have multiple phases of customer adoption, right? We are a crypto platform, right? In a crypto platform, education and trust become very important.
Yes.
Right? It's a new financial product, right? It's a virtual digital asset in India, and for the customers, it's about timing it right and about learning crypto the right way. So that's the brand premise which we've taken as India's crypto coach.
Yes.
Now our role is actually to translate that crypto coach, right, into the entire lifecycle management piece. Right. So when we go and acquire a customer, at the top of the funnel, of course, is brand marketing. When we create awareness and consideration about the product, then we start building a lot of content around it. Right? Onboarding requires a lot of KYC, right?
Yes.
And we use a lot of AI as well, right?
Of course.
In the onboarding phase,
Sure.
in the onboarding phase as well, right? For the right KYC verification, right? For the right compliances to be put into place, to ensure the right customers come to us firstly, right? So from creating an awareness and consideration is first the onboarding and acquisition stage. From acquisition, we move to activation, where if somebody has made 5 transactions in 15 days, they become an activated customer.
Nice.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the one insight which we actually work upon. Now during this phase, we are always educating the customer. I mean, that's who we are, right? We don't want anyone to make a wrong decision on crypto.
Yeah.
We are not here to sell. We are here to guide.
Yeah.
That's how we look at it at each phase of the customer. So somebody who's onboarded, we look at data. We look at data from where have they come in, which phone have they used, right? We assess their risk profile, and that's when we suggest modules. Are they even ready to invest or not?
Right.
So we say that, hold on, please don't invest. This is, you should go through this interactive module. So we've converted learning, but learning through an interactive way, right? And that's where a lot of MMPs help, right?
Yes.
A lot of mobile marketing platforms like CleverTap yourself help, right? To actually navigate the customer journey. Activation phase is a very interesting one. That's where we, from 1 order to 5 orders, from 1 transaction to 5 transactions in 15 days. Now, what should it be? How should the customer take it? Because they should not be taking a wrong decision for themselves, right? In our business, churn happens when there is loss, right? Our role is to ensure that there is no loss, right? Speculative trades have a loss.
Yes.
Cautious trades, and when someone is just entering the journey, I think that's where there is no loss, right?
Yes.
And that's when people make money. So that's how we pretty much trade it. And putting the right product in front of the right customer with the right educational nudge becomes important, right? And
Yes.
that's how the entire activation piece starts.
Yeah.
Post the activation phase is the revenue phase, the monetization phase, right? I mean, you've gotten 5 orders in 15 days, then we have customers bucketed into 7 plus 5 cohorts,
Okay.
right? And that depends on their respective trading frequencies and how they actually trade, what's their behavior like,
Yeah.
right? What's their behavior with other categories and with us, and how many products have they used? So
Right.
have this, I mean, SIP? Do they do micro investing? Which tokens have they taken? Have they taken, let's say, the flagship Bitcoin or Ethereum, let's say, which are more global behemoths, or have they taken some bit of meme coins? So that's the kind of risk profile which we use. We move customers then across cohorts, and we also tell them when to stop.
Right.
They said, this is not for you.
Right.
So we put out prompts when they're about to make nudges. Don't do this.
Yeah.
This is not for you.
Nice.
Before you do this, you should read about this.
Yeah.
Or you should interact with it so that you know that you've taken an informed decision.
Right.
So this is the lifecycle management approach we use. So this is purely from end to forever. And see, our belief is simple. If you do right by the customer, right, they will never leave you.
Yep.
Right? So that brand ethos which we stand for, we actually put it down in the entire customer lifecycle management approach, right? And that's how we try to make this from start to forever.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Some great insights there.
Yes.
Anuj, great time to get you in from a slightly different perspective. So we've understood the entire customer lifecycle, retention, of course, being such a big part. From your vantage point, because you work with a cross-section of organizations, industries, what are some of the major reasons for disengagement in the first place? And if that happens, then how would you step in to get that loyalty and that interest back into a brand?
As a consumer, I can say one of the reasons would be that a brand is, promising to deliver some value.
Yep.
And me as a consumer, I would, as long as that value is being delivered, I'm happy to engage with the brand.
Yeah.
But if the chain gets broken across the customer lifecycle management, then it's a question mark.
Yes.
And like Prashant mentioned, data, they start with data, and data, of course, is the new oil, but you got to refine oil as well, and you got to refine the data, and you got to pull insights out of the data. And if you do that well, and you across customer life cycle, if you are nudging the user at the right time, and you build trust. Trust is the new currency as well, and you mentioned that.
Absolutely.
So, and you build trust with the users. That is how you are able to retain your customers.
Yes.
Deliver value, build trust.
Absolutely. Trust is absolutely at the heart of the entire process. And yeah, so Prashant, to your point about, of course, crypto being, it's a slightly new concept, especially, well, globally, but in India very much. How do you again communicate with those hesitant first-time users and do exactly this, what we're talking about, build that trust? As you mentioned, education is an important aspect, really looking out for your customer.
Right.
But any tips and any insights as to how you do that with your hesitant users?
Sure. So look, we actually cracked an insight, right, on crypto. 4 years ago, people, when they came into crypto, they came because of FOMO.
Okay.
Fear of missing out. Today, when we spoke to a lot of people who haven't entered the category, right, and people who even came and exited the category, there was no fear of missing out. There was actually a FOMO, fear of messing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right?
so true.
So
Nice.
Use that term.
Yeah.
so that's what we actually tapped into.
Yes.
So we want everyone to take an informed decision. So when we took on, again, I said, now I'll go back to the positioning India's crypto coach. The brand stands for trust, transparency, and authenticity.
Yes.
Right? If you can only be a trusted brand in financial services once you're transparent and authentic with your customer. So our role is not to get them to make a trade. The hesitant customers, we said, okay, we've actually tried to bucket the customer base. So let's say, for example, when somebody comes in and opens the app, we actually have a base, let's say, understanding of the customer, and we put in some prompts with a few vectors in to understand whether they have whether they are pro into crypto, whether they are pro into other asset classes, or whether they are newbies into crypto and pros into other asset classes, or newbies across both.
Yeah.
That is the entry-level cohorts which we actually end up creating, even at the onboarding stage itself.
Nice.
Right? Now, on those bases, we figure out, hey, noob, pro, expert, like at what strata do they, and they're like 5 or 6 cohorts here as well, at what strata do this sit? Accordingly, we tailor their education journeys.
Right.
So the hesitant customer, we don't, unlike, let's say, a lot of other businesses where I've been a part of, you usually give them a discount offer.
Yeah.
Here, it's an absolute no-go. Right?
Of course.
It's a no-go. It's an education-based sector. It's trust. It's building trust,
Yes.
right, into the business.
Yes.
So it's about we understand their piece. We have then some metrics which we use, and not transaction metrics, but engagement metrics.
Yes.
So transaction is, of course, making the trade and placing X orders in a day, in a month, in a week.
Yes.
Engagement metrics are more about, now here we think like edtech. How many modules have you seen
Yes.
on the app? right? And how has your journey been? How much time have you taken to complete those respective modules? Is that working for you or not, right? I mean, and for us, we look at it in a way that we don't want to sell to the customer, but even if, let's say, we've educated them and taking them from point A to point B, and from a scale of 1 to 10, if they are now at 3 in their crypto journey, and to understanding this new asset class, that's a good job done for us. So we have an NPS metric on learning also, right? And how much people have learned, and we look at it very, very strongly. So that's essentially how we use. So we've, again, bucketed customers, right? As I said, at the first stage of the life cycle itself.
Yes.
Education journeys have been put in a very modular form, right? And here is where mobile marketing platforms really help.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. Again, thank you for that very detailed explanation and understanding the entire path there. And Anuj, so to come to you now, no conversation, I think, on the future of marketing, and especially we're looking at retention these days, can be had without talking about AI, right? AI and
Right.
personalization as two true big buzzwords here.
Yes.
Again, from CleverTap's vantage point, how would you say, with the incoming of all the gamut of what AI has to offer, how is this really impacting the stickiness, the loyalty aspect of customers towards their brands?
Right. Till about now, we've been using AI to do predictive modeling, predictive segmentation, and find out who are the users who will, who are likely to move on in their journey in the whole customer lifecycle management, or who are the users who may drop from the funnel, right? So, but they are still cohorts, right? And now with AI coming in, these are cohorts based on AI actually. Now with agentic AI coming in, what we are looking to do is within the cohort, how do we do one-on-one personalization?
Nice.
Right?
Yes.
So you build a cohort, but you reach out to Prashant differently over maybe a different channel of communication, and to you differently over maybe a different time, right? Because you may be accessible, or you may be looking at the app in the morning versus in the evening.
Yeah.
So different users have different preferences. How do we make it one-on-one personalized? That is the role AI is playing now.
Yeah. Wow.
If I may just add to it.
Yes.
See, AI to me is the bridge between scale and personalization.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that is where AI can do what growth managers and what you need 100 growth managers, 100 product managers to do,
Yeah.
right? And AI can solve it for you.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where agentic AI will help.
Yes.
Right? It's driving high scale at high personalization,
Yeah.
which leads to significant jump in both retention and LTV.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
right. And there again, there's another point to add to that, there's a trust ladder that brands will have access to.
Yes.
And they may say that, okay, this is not such an important campaign for me. I will rely completely on AI and take a decision. But this is my HNI customer. I want to give a very, like a white glove treatment, and I want to maybe have manual intervention.
Yeah.
So those kind of interventions will further add to, the kind of personalization impact that the
So
brands are
much
creating.
attention to detail there. It's
Yeah.
truly incredible what's possible. Prashant, I must ask you, especially in such a highly regulated industry such as yours, how do you have room for innovation as well, right? So how do you create that balance between compliance, but also making sure you're innovative and really engaging with your customers, and therefore keeping them on as your loyal long-term?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. See, again, here I go back to the brand ethos. The brand stands for trust, right? We want to be your crypto guide and crypto coach. So when you start thinking like that, every team inside the company,
Yes.
marketing, growth, product, trade operations, customer service, engineering, everybody starts thinking being customer first. And that's the brand ethos is to build it in the right fashion,
Yes, of
right?
course.
So at the compliance stage, again, that's where AI also helps, right? At onboarding part of compliance, to get the right customer in. So that becomes key. The other part which we also want to actually develop post that is how to get creative within the box. See, now this is a business reality, right? We are, a virtual digital asset. It's a financial product, right? It's a new age financial product where people need to learn a lot more about the product. So we are actually focused on ensuring customers learn it the right way. Yeah, that's essentially how we ensure compliance. And again, it's not selling. Right? It's not selling. We use a lot of AI at the compliance stage itself.
Yeah.
Compliance ensures that when we move a customer from onboarding to acquisition to habit formation, right? It's all being done in a very compliant fashion, which is right for the customer.
Right.
Yeah, and that's how essentially we target this piece.
Yeah. Keeping the customer at the center.
Yes.
And not to really push, but to educate the customer. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
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 Especially in this industry, and very important.
Absolutely, and especially in these times. So,
in
you
these
know,
times, yes.
Especially in these
that,
times. Yeah,
that
for
brings
sure.
me, slowly we'll move towards the closing thought here for both you gentlemen. You know, as of course we are in 2025, we have so much innovation, so much technology infiltration on every level. What would you say, Anuj, is some of the key factors that you think will really shape the future of the customer journey as we stand today?
I think hyper-personalization, reaching out to the user at the right time, over the right channel, with the right context, and not overdoing it,
Yes.
doing it very subtly.
Yes.
You know, that's how the trust and, you know, with the brand will get formed. And the users, all of us are, you know, keen to do more with our lives. And I think, yes, that's the role we'll play.
Yeah, wonderful. Prashant?
See, I would say AI is not a tool in a crypto exchange. AI is the nervous system, right? That's how I would put AI. Because with the right customer lifecycle management piece, using AI, you become hyper-personalized onboarding.
Yes.
Right? You can have it at that particular level. Your lifecycle management piece is also pretty much done via AI at significant scale, like what we spoke about, scale and personalization.
Yes.
That happens through that. Your compliance and onboarding pieces and ensuring the customer always stays compliant also is driven by AI. So
Yes.
AI is, to me, the nervous system, right, inside a crypto exchange. It's not just a tool.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So AI is here to stay.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for being here and sharing all your insights here on ET Studios and really guiding, I'm sure, all our viewers today on what it means to think of your customers from first click to forever. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.